You can hear this episode commercial-free, along with hundreds of others from Calaroga Shark Media on Apple, Spotify, or many other players. Just click the link in the show notes for more info.
Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. It's time for William and Kate to leave the monarchy. This, according to Graham Smith, leader of anti-monarchist group Republic. Smith told GB News that William earns £25 million a year while not doing much work. At the moment, we pay through the Duchy of Cornwall, which is not private property, despite their claim. We pay William a personal income of about £25 million a year, which is 6 times the combined incomes of all the elected heads of state of Europe at least. For that, he does very little. If you look at his calendar, his schedule of engagements, which are typically an hour long, if that, it really doesn't add up to much. One of the hosts suggested we are only seeing the public interfacing parts of William's day. Smith rejected that notion, saying, "Well, I dispute that because there's no evidence of his work. Other people do lots of work behind the scenes. There's no evidence that he does. And a lot of what he puts on the engagement schedule is also stuff that he does behind the scenes, including Zoom calls and telephone calls. If he's putting meetings on the Duchy of Cornwall, which he claims is private, on his list of engagements, they're padding it a little bit. But the point is, we don't get an awful lot in return for £25 million or £24 million, which is an obscene amount of money to throw at one person. So we would all be better off, including William and Kate, if they went off and did their own thing. Whether they choose to live in the States or stay here is entirely up to them. But I just don't see the point in us throwing an estimated £345 million plus at the royals, which is more accurate figure than the sovereign grant when they do so little, when we could actually just pay a normal salary, for example, the salary of the Prime Minister, to one person to do a very serious job of being head of state. We here at Palace Intrigue would be all in favour of William exit so long as someone stays in the line of succession, as we do enjoy doing this podcast. The notion of George as monarch under Regent Harry could be all kinds of entertaining, but we suspect William will not be moving to California anytime soon. Royal commentator Jenny Bond told OK about William's new inner circle and his new brothers. According to Bond, when two people in a family fall out, it makes life very difficult, not only for them, but for the rest of the family too. Loyalties are tested and there is no easy answer. This is a time when William needs all the love and support he can get from his family. His brother is not and will not be here to help or provide a shoulder to cry on. And so I'm really glad that William has a cousin who is almost like a brother to him in Peter Phillips. Peter is incredibly down-to-earth, solid, and has been there for both William and Harry in good and bad times. He formed a physical bridge between them when Harry came back for their grandfather's funeral as he walked between the brothers as if to keep the peace. It was good to see Peter supporting William at the recent Buckingham Palace garden party, along with William's other replacement brother, Mike Tyndall. Looking a bit down the road, royal author Tom Quinn points out that not only does Harry have a broken relationship with the next king, he has no relationship with the king after that. William's hints that his son George might follow in his footsteps and become a pilot will certainly remind Harry of everything he is missing. After all, Harry was himself a helicopter pilot and would love to entertain his nephew with tales of his own time in the air. It's a sad reminder that he has no relationship at all with George. A source tells Closer magazine, William doesn't want to deprive Harry of the right to celebrate their mother's legacy. What bothers him is how Meghan's paraded around as the modern-day version of Diana. He finds that beyond tasteless and offensive, not only to him, but also to Kate. Which leads us to this story. A hilarious TikTok clip has gone viral after a member of the royal family unexpectedly appeared. The video by the cleanup company shows a team sorting through belongings after someone's death. The narrator comments on a photograph saying, "I mean, look how beautiful this lady was when she was younger." Unbeknownst to the narrator, the lady in the picture was actually the late Princess Diana, not the homeowner. This accidental mistake provided a superb accidental punchline, as one amused viewer described it. The clip racked up over 4.4 million views on TikTok, with people finding the innocent gaffe entertaining. One user commented, "To be fair, people who are under 30 probably have no direct recollection of Diana whatsoever," suggesting the narrator may not have recognized her. Others joked about the mix-up, with one quipping, "If I'm mistaken for Diana once I'm dead, I'd be pretty happy." Palace Intrigue will be right back. The often chatty royal expert Tom Quinn tells The Mirror, King Charles will issue the traditional invitation to Harry and Meghan to spend part of summer at Balmoral, but safe in the knowledge that Harry and Meghan will make their excuses and decline. Quinn also suggested that Charles is changing the good cop, bad cop routine. Charles feels he has made a huge effort to repair his relationship with his son, but that Harry refuses to budge. With this in mind, Charles is changing his approach. The new strategy is to take a tougher stance with Harry, shifting from good cop to bad cop. However, palace insiders agree that Charles is at the end of his tether. He yearns for reconciliation with his son, but nothing seems to work. And cheers to Kerry Parnell, Telegraph columnist and co-author of the Royal List newsletter, who truly gets us. Parnell said, "My theory is because of the pace of social media increasing our turnover of stories. Basically, there are no real Hollywood stars anymore because they're all online. The only other people who live in this separated, rarefied life are the British royal family. The fact that they seem slightly separate is why the whole world is looking at them. And remember, there's always a new season. There's always another generation growing up. People absolutely love it." And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, Apple, or the app of your choice, and write us a review or leave 5 stars if you love the show. And remember, you can now get this show commercial-free along with dozens of other shows and hundreds of episodes from Calaroga Shark Media. All you have to do is click that link in the show notes for more info, or just go to calaroga.com/plus for all the info. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue, and good times.